Record companies are always looking for new ways to sell music, glossy packaging, lots of photos, CD-ROMs, videos of the band. But a new single released this morning offers perhaps the most inventive extra so far. It's called U-MYX, and as the name suggests, it allows you, the buyer, to mix the music yourself at home. It's the first time such technology has been offered by a record company. Our arts correspondent, Nicholas Glass, has been mixing away.
A trio of intense lads from Teignmouth and Devon, deliverers of music that's sometimes referred to as baroque and roll. Some years and 3 albums into their career, and Muse look to be on the cusp of something big. They're currently on tour in the States, but it's the release of this, their new single, At Home, that's aroused a lot of curiosity in the music industry. It's not so much the song, a 4th single from their last album, but the way it's been released. The song is called Butterflies and Hurricanes, but check the small print on the sleeve notes. U-MYX Enhanced Section, it says. In brackets, interactive software that allows you to remix Butterflies and Hurricanes. Ever wanted to be a record producer at home? Well, U-MYX seems to offer you a modest opportunity to be just that. Ollie Barnes once had a band himself, but no one would sign them. In an idle moment, he had his big idea.
This is the full song, as we're used to hearing it on the radio. We can first maybe outcome the vocals. They've got a great instrumental track going. And then we can take out the guitars, out with the bass, and out with the drums. You've got lovely piano and strings working together.
So on your home computer, you can explore the mechanics of a song mostly by extracting this or that, vocals, guitars, etc. U-MYX won't exactly make you a professional music producer. Rich Costey has worked with Philip Glass, Rage Against the Machine and Muse. For the Muse single, he mixed as many as 100 different musical sources. What the fans will get is a highly refined version of his work, just 8 pre-mixed musical tracks. But in the future, we may be allowed to be rather more creative.
Well, what we think of as the verse, maybe someone else doesn't think it is, and they want to hear that last, and they want to hear something else first, and they could rearrange it however they want. So if it's a piece of music that hasn't been released in any stereo format, then I think it could be really interesting. Simply because each user gets to choose what the version of the song is.
Do you think that'll ever happen, seriously?
Yeah, all it takes is for someone to say, let's do it.
U-MYX is likely to appeal to record companies because it's a useful and inexpensive marketing tool. Muse like it because it promises to create a closer bond with their fans.
Every single person I've seen with it has said, within the industry, said, oh my God, this is just fantastic. Because for them, it's a very cheap thing to do. Because when you're trying to sell music, of course, it's, you know, you're not just selling the title tracks anymore. The reason people tend to go out and buy records is because of what else it comes with.
What's really missing in music at the moment is an element of interactivity. The user doesn't really get to fiddle with it. They kind of get presented with a finished piece and they either play it or they don't play it. I think U-MYX and software like it lets the artist be a bit more creative with the music they make, and lets the user be a bit more creative with the way they listen to it.
For a small fee, fans will be able to download extras like a new version of the vocal by another artist, and that means additional revenue. U-MYX is another way of selling the music, at a time in the face of free downloading, when the industry needs all the help it can get.
Nicholas Glass, just think you'll be able to mix me and Krishnan before long. He's going to have a last look at tonight's headlines.